this video lecture we will talk about one of the important topic from the inheritance or Mendelian genetic, that is about the test cross. Now what the concept of the test cross is, suppose we have take a pea plant. Now this pea plant in the parental generation we have two pea plant. One is this is homozygous tall while this is homozygous dwarf. Now this is actually a dominant character while this is a recessive characters. Now if we cross this parent generation and the result of the cross we will get the hybrid, that is small capital T and small t. Now in the F1 generation we will get such type of the offspring. Now the offspring, it is actually a heterozygous dominant. If I cross this F1 generation offspring with the recessive parent, that is small t and small t, now such type of the cross then we call it is, this is a test cross. Now if we don't know about the offspring of the F1 generation, if we don't know the cross of these two parental, we will perform this type of the test cross. Now if we have another cross that is related to this test cross, if we cross this F1 generation offspring with a dominant parent, then we will call it is outcross. If we cross this F1 generation with a recessive parent, this is called as test cross. Now why it is called as test cross? This is actually called as test cross because this cross is mainly responsible to know, to identify or to test the genotype of F1 generation offspring. So that's why it is called as test cross. Actually the test cross and outcross, these are all the type of the back crosses. Now let me discuss the theory of the test crosses. Now what the definition of test cross is? Actually, the test cross is the crossing of F1 generation with a recessive parent is called as test cross. Now what is F? The F mean filial generation, means son and daughter generation. This is called as F1 generation. Now in case of the Mendel works, the recessive character, that is dwarfness, while the dominant character, that is tallness. Now here we will mainly cross the F1 generation with a recessive parent, mean with a dwarf parent. So such type of the cross, this is called as test cross. Now we have three type of the cross that Mendel done, that is monohybrid cross, dihybrid cross and trihybrid cross. Now this test cross, it is applicable for all type of the cross that is performed by the Mendel. Now the main purpose of the test cross, that is to know about the genotype, to know about the genotype of F1 generation. Mainly the test cross is performed. Now how to find the genotype of F1 generation? Now we have two type of cases. In these cases we can easily find out the genotype of F1 generation. So the first case, that is if we cross this F1 generation with a recessive parent and we get at the final result, we get all the tall plant, so we can easily conclude that the F1 generation have a genotype of capital T, that is homozygous tall. Now you can see here we will take this F1 generation and will cross this F1 generation with a recessive parent, that is small t. Now after crossing of this F1 generation with a recessive parent and the result, we will finally got all the tall plant. So from this conclusion we can say that the plant that we will take and the F1 generation have a genotype, that is capital T, and it is phenotypically homozygous tall. Now the second case is if we cross this F1 generation with a recessive parent and the final result, we will get two type of the result. The first, we will get 50% of the tall plant and the 50% of the dwarf plant. So from this reason we can conclude that the genotype of the F1 generation, that is capital T and small t, and this is heterozygous style. Now you can see here, if unknown offspring is heterozygous style, mean capital T and small t, then crossing with a dwarf recessive parent, that is small t, result and 50% of the tall plant, that is capital T, small t, and 50% of the dwarf plant. So you can see here from this easily we will take this the F1 generation, that is capital T and small t, and cross with this F1 generation with a recessive parent, that is small t and small t. Now after this the gamete formation is occur. So This is first gamete, second gamete. Also here the gamete formation is occur. Now cross this gamete with this, and finally we will get the offspring. So you can take this capital T with a small t, one offspring, second one. This is capital T with a small t. This result we will get, and finally we will get the offspring that have the genotype of such type. Now if we look to the result of this crossing, we will see that the 50% of the offspring that is phenotypically this is tall, while the 50% of the offspring that is phenotypically dwarf and have the genotypic that is capital T, small t, capital T, small t, and small t, small t, small t, and small t. So this is actually the result that we get from this crossing. Now we can easily find out what the genotype of the F1 generation. Now we will talk about this here by two cases. We can easily understand the genotypic of F1 generation. In the first case, if we cross this F1 generation with the recessive parent, and we will get all the tall front, so we can easily conclude that the genotype of the F1 generation, that is small capital T and capital T. And the second case, if we cross this F1 generation with a recessive parent, and we will get the 50% of the tall front and 50% of the dwarf front. Now we can easily conclude that the genotype of the F1 generation, that is capital T and small t. So this is about these two cases. We can easily understand the genotype of F1 generation. Now what is the importance or significance of test cross is actually this test cross, it is performed to know about the genotype of offspring or the F1 generation. To know about the genotype of F1 generation, mainly the test cross is performed. So it is the mainly one of the important purpose of this test cross, this to know about the genotype of offspring. This is all about the test cross. If you have any confusion in this topic, you can ask in the comment section. Thank you so much.